Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So I wanted to talk about a little bit about the first game matchups for the NBA playoffs, and one particular matchup that came down to the wire and really impressed me. I gotta be honest, I was more impressed by this than I thought I would be because I'm just gonna be honest. I don't watch the Celtics a lot. I am not a huge fan of of like the Boston Celtics. I'm just not. I don't really know what it is. I don't know why. I just don't watch their games that often. But I do know that they are a very good defensive team. And I actually, if you saw my first round recap, you'll know that I picked the Nets to beat the Celtics in this series. And I'm still standing by that. Excuse me. But I gotta be honest, the Celtics put together a pretty impressive showing. The primary thing that impressed me the most, or at least I guess you could say the two things that impressed me the most, were the first thing being how well they locked down Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant scored 23 points on 9 of 24 shooting. I mean, I've never seen Kevin Durant get so harassed ever in my life like I did in the first half of that game. They were forcing turnovers. I mean, the Boston Celtics really brought it to Kevin Durant. The problem is they focused so much on Kevin Durant that they let Kyrie Irving light them up for 39. So I understand they still won. It came down to, a last-second layup by Jayson Tatum. But this is a series that I thought the Nets would win in like maybe 6 games. I kind of think this series is going to go to 7 games now. One thing that I will say that was really, really impressive to me was how well Al Horford played. Because I'm not going to lie, man, I was of the impression that Al Horford was done. You know what I'm saying? I was of the impression that, his career was over. He was added to the team as just a veteran guy, and he came in and played his ass off. I think he had 20 points or something like that. I kind of want to look at it because he had a really good game. He was hitting threes. I mean, he was pretty much doing it all. Let's see. He had 20 and 15. I mean, that's like some vintage Al Horford shit that, we haven't seen in a while. He had 1 turnover. And then if we go to the Nets side of things, Kevin Durant had 6 turnovers. I mean, you want to talk about making life a living hell for Kevin Durant? They did it. I will say this. The main reason I picked the Nets to beat the Boston Celtics in this series is because I just trust Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant to be more consistent than Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. But I'm not going to lie, man. If the Celtics come out and do what they did again against the Nets, it's going to be actually pretty hard for the Nets to win this series. I mean, if we look at the box score of the game, specifically for the Celtics, I mean, they had, 4 guys with 20-plus points? I mean, Jaylen Brown shot 9 of 19, Marcus Smart 8 of 17, Al Horford 8 for 13, Jayson Tatum 9 of 18 on 31 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 10 of 12 from the line. I mean, they did really well, and when you compare it to the Nets, I mean, it was Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and Dragic and Claxton. I mean, they didn't even get much out of Seth Curry. I mean, Seth Curry played well in the first half of that game, first quarter, and then after that, it was basically nothing. Andre Drummond pretty much laid a donut against Al Horford, 8 points, 4 rebounds. So, Patty Mills only played 12 minutes, scored 3 points. LaMarcus Aldridge didn't play at all. Blake Griffin didn't play at all. Ben Simmons hasn't played at all. So, I'm not completely counting the Nets out, but it's going to be very hard for the Nets to win this series if they're holding Kevin Durant to 23 points and 9 of 24 from the field with 6 turnovers a game. It's going to be very hard. And, unfortunately, in the Boston Celtics defense, You know, you can live with Kyrie Irving lighting you up for 40 if you've got 4 guys scoring 20 plus a game. However, you can't live with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving lighting you up for, 30 plus a game. You just can't do it. You can get away with one guy, but 2 guys, no. And I'm going to be honest, the same thing goes like kind of vice versa for the Nets. You can let maybe Jayson Tatum beat you, but you can't let Al Horford, okay, come out here and score 20 and 15 on you. You can't, like Andre Drummond just can't allow that to happen. Same thing with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant cannot allow the Celtics to put him in a box and, just take him out of the game, because that's what it felt like they did. It felt like the Celtics just took Kevin Durant out of the game, There was no easy buckets for Kevin Durant in that game. And, if you're the Nets, you have to guard Marcus Smart. You have to guard Jaylen Brown. You have to guard Jayson Tatum. You can't allow Al Horford to just stand out on the three-point line and shoot threes. I understand maybe he's old or getting up there, but, he's still a professional. How old is Al Horford? I'm very curious. I'm interested to see how old Al Horford is, because I'm pretty sure he's in his, late 30s. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Al Horford is up there age-wise. Al Horford is, hold on. He's 35 years old, so it's not terrible. It's not 36, you know what I'm saying? But I was kind of under the impression once, a couple of years ago, Al Horford was done. You know what I'm saying? Once I think he got traded to Oklahoma City, and I was like, okay, well, he's done. And last night, man, against the Nets, we got vintage Al Horford, which I did not expect. So I don't know, man. You know what? It's going to be a very interesting series. I think this is going to be one of the most entertaining series out of all the playoff series we have to watch. I think Phoenix is going to beat the Pelicans pretty easily. Miami, I think, is going to beat Atlanta pretty easily. Utah really depends on, when Luka Doncic comes back, and now we're hearing rumors he's going to miss game 2 as well. The Bucks-Bulls matchup, I'd be honest with you, I think the Bucks are probably going to sweep the Bulls, especially after their performance that they put on the other day. So it's just what am I forgetting? The Memphis Grizzlies Minnesota Timberwolves matchup could be very interesting, especially after Minnesota actually won the first game. I said in my last video that I was worried about the Minnesota Timberwolves. There's something missing with them that I just don't know what it is. It's consistency. That's what I was looking for when I made that video. It's the one thing that the Minnesota Timberwolves are missing is consistent play. Consistent play out of Anthony Edwards. Consistent play out of Karl Anthony Towns. And, their bench pieces and stuff. I understand Anthony Edwards is relatively new to the league. But Karl Anthony Towns, they can't be getting in foul trouble. They can't afford to do that against Memphis. And so that'll be a very interesting series. I still think Memphis wins that series, but, mostly because I just think Memphis is a more consistent team than the Timberwolves are. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.